A question about the functionality you had for the in-store versus online experience. Do you have the option of having things that are only available in the store or only available
Yes,
online?
it's just a flick of a
Different
switch.
pricing.
Different pricing, different promotions, additional information.
And all of it's off the same data model. So if the quantity's in stock, it's in the store.
Exactly.
Okay.
And even have the option, if you run out of stock, you can leave it up there for pre-ordering or have it disappear, and nobody knows it was there.
Okay.
So the same question about distribution that I asked with Reply. How do you plan on getting out to the small business? We talked about this yesterday too.
Yeah, that's a billion-dollar question, right? Well, for the direct play, that's really the hardest part. I mean, it's costly, especially in the U.S. And because we're based in Israel and our system can be translated into almost any language and fit any country's rules and regulations, so we see a really international play here. But because we're also geared towards partnerships and distribution partners, then we've already been getting tons of feedback from various financial organizations that would love to bundle their services with our product. And they see a great deal of monetization possibilities with it.
Is it only available in English today?
No, it's already available in Hebrew as well, and other languages.
Looking for Spanish and Portuguese.
Soon enough.
Okay.
So just interested, you mentioned service providers or internet service providers. I'm just thinking of selling a broadband connection into a store and bundling.
Exactly.
I mean, what's the receptiveness been? What's the level of interest been from the service provider community?
It's really good. That's exactly it. They see they're creating packages for small businesses anyways, communication packages, right, and those things. So to say, we can also give you a cash register, right? Same thing goes for payment processors. I mean, there are hundreds of payment processors, and there's very little difference between them. So when they see the opportunity to bundle their service with a cash register, that's just tremendous value for them. That really sets them apart from everybody else.
I love the ease of use.
We too.
Hey, Guy, one of the things that John brought up earlier was, within these systems, is there other opportunity for additional innovation that hasn't been showing up? One of your slides in the lower right-hand corner had a thing that said, like us on Facebook and you get a 50% discount.
Yeah.
When you pulled up the customer record, I didn't see like an indication of maybe what their Facebook, that you might have some connectivity to Facebook, but I know that there are some big retailers out there right now who are integrating the social networking aspect into their marketing. So for example, you just bought a purse at your store, or I just bought a purse for my wife at your store. I might want to just click a button and say, I did that, and share that with all my friends, which creates sort of a viral interest in the products among my friends. What are you doing? Are you doing anything there?
That's precisely right, and you definitely see that being as our next step. We're already working on it. I mean, it's really something that's coming up. Social connectivity, if it's geolocation, if it's like Foursquare or deals like Groupon, that is the next step. So and we're built for it. So.
Well, why is it the next step? Why isn't it the current step? Because everybody's managing inventory, and but the idea that
you're right, we're a small startup.
Social networking is
there's only so much we can do in 24 hours. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have back-end inventory management.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It does have reorder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it links back to all the back-end systems.
Yeah, backed up, and it's also beautifully designed, very simple to use. I mean, you can set up a product in about 3 seconds, and have 100 products in your catalog in about an hour. So.
Guy Phillips, not you. The credit card companies have been trying to somehow provide more value to small businesses for a long time.
Sure.
I mean, in these things, are you seeing something that Visa would maybe one day want to be a distributor of in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely. I mean, specifically in these companies that we're looking at today, all 4 of them have got certain pieces that we're either exploring or I'd love to talk with them further about in either distributing or integrating into our systems.
So you're kind of
Whether
like a kingmaker here, you know, you could.
I've already given my card to to all four of them. No, I mean, billing systems, you know, for us, it's about cash flow, convenience, and control. You know, just like with, who was it, App Direct, it was, you know, simple, secure, and seamless. We know that cash flow, convenience, and control are key to a small business owner's needs and how they manage their business. The inventory management and managing the sales are key to making it convenient and easy for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're going to hear from you know, Rick Curley later. You know, the reoccurring payments is a big chunk. It's one of the fastest growing MCCs that we see in Visa. So we're trying to solve how do we get more payments on reoccurring. With these guys, it's going to be about distribution. How do you reach 27 million small businesses in the U.S. to get them to use this? Because you can spend all day long going out to businesses, and it's the same issue that the guys from Erpley have. You know, how do they get out to those 27 million small businesses? You need to have a distribution channel. You can't just go store to store or even large distributor to large distributor. Your scale just doesn't work at that point. So figure out who your partners are and how you're going to partner on specifically the distribution of it, which is the same question that I think you had earlier. That's the barrier that I see to all of these businesses. I think the ideas are all good and they all help small businesses, but you've got to scale.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on that because I totally agree. I think distribution is a huge part of it, and I also think one of the things I see in a lot of these businesses, I think, you know, and we look at a lot of small companies, obviously, that are kind of trying to create their business and scale up to a huge thing. But one of the interesting things is, and I like that we dove into inventory management earlier, it's finding out what differentiates you. I think one of the issues in point of sale is there's a lot of cool companies going after point of sale in a lot of variety of ways, and I think Guy talked about it. It's novel and it's cool, but it's not necessarily what makes the sale, or it's not what attracts the business owner. It's not what makes you so valuable, because it's easy to kind of commoditize in a way. So it's interesting to see like what about each company you think is the actual differentiating the actual sale. And inventory management is an interesting one because the comparison to Walmart is odd because they like control SKUs and wholesalers, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on there. So I don't know if that's doable, but I think that's really interesting. So focusing on something and doing it really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I come back to the innovation thing. I think there's a tremendous. I mean, I like the link you've made between the store and the online experience, because if I'm a regular shopper at a clothing store, maybe the clothing store could take my measurements so that when I order online, it just knows what size to order for me. Maybe there's a color specialist in the store that does my color. You know, I don't do this; my wife does. But you know, what colors match my eyes and my hair and everything else. But again, these are all value-added services that bring the consumer back in the store, that allow the small guy to start fighting back against the impersonal service they get in the big stores.
Those are great examples.
Okay, I got to cut it off, guys. We got to move on to the next.